Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Coincidence? I think not. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere, even at 30,000 feet. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
Welcome to the Having It All podcast, the show about what it takes to live an abundant, loving life. My name is Matthew Bivens, and each week I'm helping you get out of your head so that you can truly have it all. Let's do it. What's going on, my awesome friend? Welcome to this special episode of the Having It All podcast. I am Matthew Bivens, and like I said, this is a special episode because I really wasn't planning to jump on the mic and talk about some of the interesting things that we're seeing going on in the world right now. But I actually heard from a lot of you. And you said that, you really wanted to get, me to weigh in on what's going on and put a little love out into the world. So that's exactly what I'm doing, because I absolutely believe that love is truly what we need right now. So my initial reaction to everything going on with coronavirus and, everything that's happened as it's moved into the more of the awareness of us here in the States, my initial reaction was just, wow, this is fascinating. And it fascinates me because in a lot of ways, right now, what we're seeing in the media, social media, in our communities, within our families, within our own household, what we're seeing are many people's true nature. You know where a person is truly at when you can see their choices when the ish hits the fan. When circumstances hit, when things go down, the real nature of people come out. And it's really fascinating to watch. Kindness, compassion, selflessness, love, looking out for your neighbor, having empathy for people, inclusiveness, all of these things are real easy to show and real easy to be and to put on display when the seas are calm. It's easy to be patient with your kids when they're not throwing a tantrum. That's real easy. But as soon as the tantrum hits, that's when the ish is hitting the fan. That's when you are really called to see how patient you truly are, right? And in this situation, when stuff is going down and you're getting these reports on the media and you're watching stuff on social media and your friends are bringing you these conversations and all the food is being bought up in the grocery store and no one's got toilet paper, this is when it matters. And right now, we all have an amazing opportunity to practice choosing and being love, because love is what is most needed right now. When you turn on the news, when you listen to the radio, when you open up social media, what do you think is the underlying current under the vast majority of all the stuff that you're seeing and hearing? Is it fear or love? You already know, it's fear. And fear spreads faster than any virus. And what we're seeing right now is just how fast fear can spread. Fear moves at the speed of a tweet, at the speed of a Facebook post, at the speed of a story on Instagram, at the speed of a news report. Fear moves at the speed of thought. It turns people against one another. It brings out racism and xenophobia. It's been wild to watch that stuff happen. It brings out all sorts of forms of prejudice. It's amazing. Like I said, it's fascinating.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. That should brighten your day a little. Actually, a lot. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
And anytime that there are uncontrollable situations around you, you have a huge opportunity to choose between love or fear. So I want to ask you right now, I want you to reflect, what have you been choosing? How have you been showing up? Have you been approaching this situation with love or with fear? And I want to talk real quick about some of the impacts of the fear virus that are not being reported, or they're just not being talked about a whole lot right now, but they're very real. And so we've all seen the runs in the grocery store, right? It first started with toilet paper, but now entire grocery stores are empty, shelves empty, except for the produce, right? No one wants to touch the green vegetables. Don't touch those. No, we don't want that. We want to get everything else. But I digress. We've all seen those stories, and a lot of us have, I've seen people posting pictures of their tower of toilet paper, right? And just, look at this great tower. I'm so prepared, right? One of the things that we overlook is there's a whole population of people who aren't able to make that run to the grocery store. Think about the elderly right now who cannot easily get themselves to 5 different grocery stores to find a roll of toilet paper or to get some basic provisions, right? And for whatever reason, they're not able to do that. Maybe they're just not glued to social media or Facebook or CNN and all that stuff. And so they go without, and they really have a hard time in times like these. Or think about the kids who rely on the food they get from school. They rely on 2 of their meals every day come from school, breakfast and lunch. And the families who rely on before school programs and after school programs because those parents have to work multiple jobs. And so those kids right now are going to go a little hungry. And those parents right now are going to have some massive stress to deal with because schools are closed. And think about the men and the women, the moms and the dads, the families, right, who rely on minimum wage jobs at places like sports stadiums or theme parks or hotels or anywhere where these industries are being massively impacted by everything being shut down, right? And so now for the rest of this month, at least the rest of this month, their income and their life is really going to be significantly impacted. And they've got some very real circumstances with which they got to figure some stuff out. Or imagine those people with serious medical needs, like they have something really going on with themselves. And normally they'd be able to just go to the hospital, go to the ER or whatever, wait in line and get taken care of. But right now, since there's a massive run on hospitals with testing and, the beds that are being needed and all that, they just won't be able to get some of the medical attention they need. These are some of the people who are impacted by the fear virus. The fear virus, which causes the runs on everything gets shut down, people doing all sorts of stuff. There's a whole population of folks who get impacted by that fear. And it's just so easy to overlook them. Because in times like these, it's so common for that fear virus to make people turn to fear-based self-protection. How can I keep from getting infected? How can I make sure I've got weeks or months worth of food and toilet paper? What's best for me? How can I self-preserve? It's just really common to see that sort of reaction. And that's what you're seeing a lot of in the news and social media and all that. And you know what? Everybody is entitled to what they want to choose in a situation. Every single person is. You are entitled to go make your run on the grocery store and do what you want to do. Totally entitled, and I'm not telling you what to do. What I am doing is what I do always on this show, and I'm holding up a mirror. Because if you say that you're about love and abundance and compassion and selflessness, then now is the time to step up. Now is the time to be those things, to be love, to be loving. It was very easy 3 weeks ago to make a post on Instagram, talk about how you're, spreading love out in the universe, putting out the positive vibes. That was real easy a few weeks ago before that fear virus hit. But what about now? Where are you at now? Are you adding love or fear into the world right now? Think about it. In your conversations with friends and family, in your social media posts, are you supporting the love or supporting the fear? Are you really about being love, or are you just putting on a front? It is what it is. And again, I'm not saying one is good or bad, quote unquote. I just want all of us to take a moment to check in with ourselves and see how we are being in these choppy seas, right? Because remember, it's easy to be all those things when the seas are calm. Yeah, it's easy. It's smooth sailing. It's when the seas are choppy. Are you being that type of person that you say you want to be? And so for myself, I know me. I'm choosing love. I am choosing love. I'm choosing to love my community. I'm choosing to love my neighbors. I'm choosing to love my friends. I'm choosing to love my family. I'm choosing to love myself. I want to be an example of what it looks like to show up with love in the times when it's so easy to be fearful. Because again, now is when it matters. So I'm checking on my elderly neighbors. I've got neighbors who, are alone right now, trying to figure this stuff out. So we went and checked on them to make sure they were okay. Right? My family and I were making sure that we're eating the fruits and veggies, keeping our immune systems high. Right? I'm using and I'm consuming common sense. All right? I'm choosing not to engage in, frenzied dinner conversations. I'm just not putting myself in those environments. I'm not adding to that fear fire. And I'm repping living my abundant, loving life in all the ways that I can. And I realize that it can be very hard to do those things when the rest of the world seems to be losing their mind. I get it. It's very influential when you're seeing the news and influential people on, in the media, and your friends and family are all moving in one direction. It's very hard to go in the other direction. So let this serve as a moment for all of us to gain a little bit of perspective. Let's pull back, pick our heads up, and take, a scope of the scenery around us. And again, remember that everything boils down to that choice between love and fear.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
And so if you found it hard to be loving in these times, and to choose powerfully, then I want to give you a couple tips that really, really can help you out. Trust me, they can help you out. The first tip is honestly just to breathe. Just breathe. When you find your mind and your nerves are getting all worked up, just take a deep breath. Deep inhale, deep exhale. It's one of the most basic and simple and easiest things you can do. It helps you to get present. It helps you to clear your mind. It helps you to get back into your power. Because it's from being in your power that you've got a better shot at being able to choose powerfully and choose love. So that's the first step. Just breathe. The second step is to remind yourself, hey, I got this. Like, okay, I got this. I got a handle on this. So change that conversation in your head from a fearful one to an affirming one and a loving one. Hype yourself up a little bit. Affirm yourself. Shoot, lie to yourself if you have to. Just shift the direction of the thoughts that are taking you down that anxious, fear-based path. Because nothing productive or healthy or loving is going to come from going down that path. Trust me on that. My third tip is to just purge. If you've really got some fears built up, sometimes you just got to let them out. Remember the principle, everything is energy, right? All that fear and anxiety, all those nerves, that's energy. And if you aren't able to transmute that energy and shift it, then you just got to get it out. So do some emotional journaling, some brain dump journaling. Just get all the stuff out of your mind. Just write it all down. Like seriously, get out a pen, write that stuff down, get it out. I'm telling you, it can be tremendous for your feelings of anxiousness and worry. Like it can immediately alleviate those things. My fourth tip for you is to set some boundaries already. Set some boundaries. All right? If you know something is creating some stress and anxiety within you, then you need to step away from those things. Whether it's TV or social media or the conversation in the grocery store line, don't engage. You have a choice whether or not to engage in those things. So become aware of the energy that those things, are bringing and what those environments might be doing to you, and simply choose not to participate. Right? It's not always as hard as it seems to not go down into those conversations. Number 5, this is my last tip. Talk to somebody. I've had a number of conversations with my clients about what's been going on. And it's been very beneficial for them to just talk to somebody about this stuff. Somebody particularly who's coming from a place of love, right? Because that could be difficult right now to find a person who's coming from a place of love in all of this, who can give a different perspective. So if you need that, if you feel like you need that, go find that person to talk to. I know you know somebody who just comes from a place of, love and the glass is half full and they're not going to get swept up in the frenzy. Go have a conversation with them if you feel like all that you're hearing is just, fear-based talk. And listen, I'm making myself available if anybody needs a quick abundant loving life pep talk. And I'm serious about that. Reach out to me. This is not a coaching call. I'm not charging you anything. If you need to connect, if you need to get some stuff out, or you want to hear a different perspective and get an injection of some love energy, reach out. Email me, Matthew@MatthewBivens.com. We'll set something up. And, right now is also a really great opportunity, particularly if you're being impacted by schools being shut down or your job being shut down or you got to work from home. Because a lot of folks, are being hit by that right now. Like right now, Maya is still in school, but there's a real chance that they might close her school down. Who knows? And so we're already planning and thinking about, okay, what are we going to do if Maya's school gets shut down? So if you're a parent right now, if you're anybody who has a potential of their life being, their life and their work being altered over the next several weeks, go ahead and think about what you're going to do in the case that happens. And so there is a really beautiful opportunity if your life is impacted in that way by things being shut down. And the opportunity right now is you get a chance to do all the things that you've been meaning to do, but you've never made time for. So go start that side hustle. Yeah, go start that side business. Or go work on the business that you currently have rather than work in it. There's a difference, right? Go begin that course. Maybe you bought a course and you just have been meaning to get to it, you never have. Go begin it. Or go learn something new. Maybe you've been planning on learning a new language or an instrument or whatever. This is the time to do it. Go take advantage of this time. Or maybe you wanted to start a podcast. Hey, go start your podcast. It's a great time to do it. Go read that book. Go start that home project. Go do something meaningful and fun with your kids. Go take full advantage of the opportunity that you have with all this time on your hands. Because you know what? All of this stuff, it's not going to last forever. It won't. Things are going to calm down. Things are going to go back to, quote unquote normal. It might be a new normal. It definitely will be a new normal because we've seen a side of ourselves that, wasn't necessarily out in the forefront. So yeah, it's going to be a new normal. And when things do get back to normal, are you going to be able to look back and feel truly inspired by how you responded to everything? because you know that you responded with love and compassion? Are you? I'm holding the space that you will. That's the space that I'm holding. So whether you believe in the idea of, sending love out into the universe, right? Whether you believe in that or not, I know you can get down with the truth of what we've been seeing over the past few weeks. And that truth is that it's incredibly fascinating. Again, fascinating. And potentially dangerous. The consequence of letting fear run rampant. So I want to remind you that every day, every hour, every moment, you have a choice between fear and love. And so let's all become more aware of what we're choosing. And let's all exercise our power to choose to be loving right now. Because having it all, living an abundant, loving life, is not just a fun phrase that you heard on a cool podcast. It's a real state of being that you have the ability to embody, that you can model, and that you can use to influence and inspire other people. And right now is the time to do that. So I'm going to be continuing to pour love over everything, wherever I can, in whatever way that I can. And I invite you to join me and do the same thing. So, my name is Matthew Bivens. I love you. I do. And here is to you having it all. Quick note about the Having It All podcast. I am not a doctor nor a licensed therapist. I'm a guy with a story and a passion for conscious conversation. My thoughts, opinions, and beliefs are my own. So please consult with your doctor or healthcare provider regarding any questions or issues you have related to your personal, physical, or mental health.